this is Select Your Player, and this is a Select Your Player game review. I'm Alex.
I'm Thomas.
And today's subject is Infamous Second Sons. Alright, so the basic info about the game is, like, you start off and your character's name is Delson. And he's kind of like a, like a punk kid who's going around spray painting crap and getting arrested by... He has a brother that's a cop, and anyway.
His name's Reggie.
Reggie, which he's awesome. At first you're kind of like, eh, but later on he gets pretty awesome. And, so, basically, in the game, I actually haven't played the first two. Have you played?
I played the first one. The second one I never got to. It's kind of connected, but you don't need to watch or play the first two games to enjoy this.
Definitely not.
You don't.
Like, I never played. I totally understood the whole story and everything. It doesn't really... I even listened to some other people talk about the game. It doesn't really tie in to the first two, I guess.
No,
but,
not really. There's kind of a mention of some conduits. You kind of find out what they are. In fact, there's some DLC, you can kind of find out what happened in the first two games, and that kind of clears it up a little bit. But on its own, the Second Son is it's its own game.
Yeah, so. It definitely stands alone. And
warning: there are some spoilers here.
Yes,
we're going to be talking about that.
So if you haven't played the game, go play it now.
Lots of spoilers,
and then come back right now and listen. So anyway, so the story starts off, and there's these people called conduits who basically, they're kind of like mutants from X-Men. You just get powers, and only certain people have them, and they're basically...
For some reason, they never do explain that, by the way.
Yeah, I know, they don't really. I didn't get that. But they're like mutants in X-Men, where people look down on them and everything. And so our main character ends up getting them, and there's a antagonist lady that... She has rock power, and she shoots rocks into... she's evil. And she shoots rock power stuff, rocks into his whole tribe, because he's a part of like a
Native American
reservation thing. And anyway, so the whole point, why he leaves where he is to go basically find this lady with the rock power and take it, and so he can save his village people.
Well, with the conduits, they're able to absorb other powers, and so he notices that what's her name, Augustine.
Yeah, Augustine. That's her name.
She's the crazy woman, and she has this concrete power that is able to create concrete spikes inside of people, and she does like tons of people, like 20, 30 people.
Not cool.
Yeah,
she's not cool.
And the only way that they say the only way they can get them out is either by them dying or by having the same power that created them. Which I don't understand how they knew about that.
Maybe you can heal. I don't know. Whatever.
But anyway, since Delson's a conduit, he's able to absorb other powers from other conduits. Like I said, they don't quite.
And he's like the only one for some reason, but
they don't really make that clear, and so. Yeah. That's kind of a weird part of the game too, but you don't really care because you get other powers.
Yeah, it's powers. Yeah, anyway, the story is not really, like, that important. I mean, it's an okay story. It was actually better than I expected, but that's my biggest complaint about the game, is that it's just super short. Like, the storyline, I beat it, within a day or two, and it was easy. Yeah,
well, not even a day for me. I think it took me about a day. It's only, 4 hours worth of actual, story gameplay.
Right, yeah. Some of the side stuff is pretty fun.
It is cool.
You need to do it to upgrade.
Yeah. You
need to do the side stuff to upgrade, but, I mean, a lot of the other stuff, it's not really that important, but it's pretty fun, I thought.
I like it. It's very different from the other games, too. The other first two games, I played a little bit of the second one, but not really the first one.
Yeah.
It's different. It really is.
Yeah.
It is very different.
That's
from
what
the
I've
first
heard,
two. It is better in some ways, but except for the story.
Yeah.
With the first one took me like a month and a half to play because it was so friggin' long.
Yeah.
And the first chapter in the first game is basically how long Infamous Second Son is.
Yeah, I've heard that the gameplay is obviously the best in this newest one.
Oh yeah.
But the story is the weakest.
Story is the weakest.
Which
part.
I mean, I could see that because just playing this one, it's just like by the end you didn't really care like what happened. You're just like,
well,
just let me play some more.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it's not a bad story. It just
it's not
like,
horrible.
Meh.
You just didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
But the one thing is like the character. Obviously, the voice acting is a huge part of it. Like the character development, I thought was pretty good. It's just the story that wasn't that great. But like even like the way they did like the cutscenes with the emotions and stuff is it's very like, you know, it's not like in games where they're just like you know, Gandalf, come save us. You know, it looked like real emotions. You could tell that they had actually acted it out.
The guy who played Delson is Troy Baker. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know who that is, but it's the guy who played Booker DeWitt in BioShock Infinite, and
was he in Mass Effect?
No, I don't think he's in. Well, he might have had a Mass Effect role. I'm not quite sure yet. But he also played Joel in The Last of Us. So he's
I heard about that.
He's a really good voice actor, and it's funny this guy playing a 16-year-old kid when he only plays like these middle-aged guys.
Yeah, that's true.
He does a good job though. I mean,
yeah, he did excellent.
The voice acting in this is really good.
Yeah, it's very good.
I liked it anyway.
Yeah,
but for the characters and stuff, who was your favorite character?
Delson. I loved Reggie too.
I liked
his
Reggie.
brother. His brother's really. I just like especially at the beginning. They're very you know, fighting against each other. Yeah, it's just like he's a cop and he's a little punk kid that, you know. Anyway, but they kind of bond, I guess, to what they have to go through.
Well, not only that, but you can actually see that Reggie's an actual older brother, not just
exactly, yeah,
not just an extra character. He actually is.
Yeah, there's a meaningful relationship there.
Yeah.
So but for this game, okay, this is my type of game. Like, I'm not a huge gamer really at all. Like, but if I beat a game more than once, it means I like it, and I beat this game like 2.5 times probably.
Well, not just that, but you also are playing it a lot too.
Yeah, and I'm playing.
He doesn't play games a lot.
I'm even doing the side missions. Yeah. Like, I never do that. So I love it. Like, I haven't gotten into games like this since like the first Assassin's Creed, and I absolutely love it.
It is an open world game.
Yeah, it is. It's free roaming.
It's a kind of a sandbox, third person. It's reminding me a lot of Red Dead Redemption, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's just the world isn't near as big.
Yeah,
but it's a beautiful world. Like the graphics in this game, you can definitely see, like, you know, the PS4's capability.
Yeah, the engine is at high speed
on this first like not launch, but like near launch title. The graphics look this amazing. It's just kind of opening the possibilities of where the PS4 could go.
My favorite parts for like the graphics engine is when it was raining.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and
you can actually like tell like where the water droplets are like going down their face,
and on the umbrellas and stuff, on the civilians.
You can see it like on their clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
cool. It was so neat. So yeah, that's basically the story. Is he's trying to free his village from the rocks that basically she had shot into them, and so
not as
he
epic
needs the rock
as it
power.
Sounds.
Yeah, but it was good. It wasn't great, the story, but the game, in my opinion, is great. So anyway, but yeah. What about powers? I mean, there's 4 powers that you get throughout the game. The first one you start off with is smoke, which is basically like fire. And one of the things I thought was really creative about this game is that each power that you get, you don't have them all at once. Even when you get all of them, you only have one at a time.
You have to,
and you have to get them from your surroundings.
Yeah, you have to choose which one you need for like a fight.
Yeah.
In fact, you have to be really smart about it.
Yeah, it's strategic. Yeah.
If you don't, you could end up like really killing yourself a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is that no matter how powerful you get inside of the game, you still are semi-weak.
Yeah, you're not undefeatable.
You can get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
If you're not careful.
There's times where I get a little arrogant whenever I've almost beat the game or beat the game afterwards, and I'm still like, I got you guys, and then I'm dead.
Yeah.
But so you have to get your powers from your surroundings. Like smoke is the initial power that you have, and you start off with, and you have to get it from like, you know, vents, smoking stuff out of the
burning
rooftops, burning fires. I thought that was really creative.
If you like destroy a car?
A car you get from the smoking hood.
From the smoke and the flames and stuff.
Like the second power you get is neon, which you take that from neon signs. Like literally anything that's neon lights underneath cars, any shop sign, like, and you just suck it up, and then you shoot lasers, and
there's actually there's like a sniper class.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
Cool. You can make like really precision shots on it.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Video.
Video, which you take from TVs.
I didn't like that one as much
Initially, because I'd like to say this real fast. Thomas is the one who got me into this game, and I can never thank him enough. But I started off. It was kind of frustrating because I started off playing his profile, and he'd beaten the game.
Yeah.
So I had all the powers.
Yeah, all the powers. He's like, this is amazing.
And I was like, this game is awesome. And so then I went the next day and I bought it. I just got it. And then like I started off bare minimum, just smoke. And I was like, oh, I want
you only
all the
fire like
powers.
2 shots and you're out. You're like, crap.
But so like video you take from like TVs and stuff, and
media
it has,
devices and all that.
yeah, it's really cool. Like you can shoot through antennas and fly around, and you have these like wings for your travel. Which that's another thing that plays cool in this game is the different powers. Literally, like they apply to different areas. Like neon and video are the best traveling powers. Smoke and rock are the more powerful ones. I mean, there's just
in a straight up fight, smoke and rock are the best. Cause, they deliver more damage. Smoke, what's your favorite, by the way?
Well, that's funny because initially it was video whenever I played on his.
Yeah. Because I also have like I had a really powerful version of video too.
Yeah.
And
but like initially it was video, and then when I started playing the game and got neon, that was my favorite. And then when I beat the game, rock was my favorite for a little bit, and then it circled back to fire, which was like now it's fire at the moment. I love it, and I didn't think that would
smoke. It's so much fun.
Yeah, smoke. I'm sorry, but yeah, smoke. I didn't expect it to be my favorite, but it is. It feels right.
It feels right.
Good.
The only part I don't like is when you're like in between like gaps and buildings, and you're like,
yeah,
it's like gradually glide down the skyscraper.
Yeah, it's definitely limited as far as travel goes, but I don't know. So, what's your favorite? Is it fire?
Smoke,
or
smoke. Smoke is my favorite because that's the one I put like all of my experience points into. I built myself up to be this total badass. I'm like, I jumped down from like buildings and like create this like shockwave that would kill people.
It's so cool.
I don't know. Smoke was just my favorite. Plus, I also like that you could go through chain link fences.
Yeah, and you can go through vents and shoot up the top of buildings, and
it was pretty cool. And that was a way to travel too. Is that you didn't have to climb up the building.
Right?
You just find a vent. And
They definitely each power has its own like pluses. But like another really cool thing about this game is it kind of has an aspect of all different kinds of games. Like it has the melee aspect of just sandbox fighting games, and then it has the shooter almost aspect, kind of like Mass Effect, where it's like kind of over the shoulder.
Yeah,
because you hold on to L2 and
it does have a third-person shooter feel about it.
It's super cool,
especially in like neon and stuff, because that is basically that's like your long-range gun power.
Yeah, because with fire or with smoke, when you shoot, it like
sizzles.
Yeah, it sizzles and it drops. Yeah. But with laser or neon, it goes, like lasers.
With smoke, it's completely destructive. With neon, it's all precision.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to really focus on where you're going to shoot, because if you don't, it's going to like go off and just not hit what you want.
Yeah. So I mean, I've liked all the powers, obviously. But mine smoke is.
For me, rock was probably my least favorite.
Rock was, but it is so powerful. I mean, the R1.
Oh, the scatter shot.
Yeah, it was like that barricade, like. Oh, that's so powerful. Anyway, but what about have you beaten both?
I beat the first. I'm sorry, I beat the Paragon, which is the good side. I started to play the second one, and then I got sidetracked by Assassin's Creed 4. Hopefully, we'll do another review about that.
Nice.
But I don't know. For me, it's like Mass Effect. I have trouble going through the renegade, like bad guys. It's because I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I can't be a jerk to people in video games, especially some of these characters. They're like really weak characters. They're not weak. They're like pathetic people that just need like a lift up, and they're just like, "Will you help me?" And like your option is no.
Yeah. It was sad. Okay, I beat the game in both good and bad karma, and like the first time, like you did, I was good. I did everything that I could to be a good person. Karma, I could become a true hero. Second time, I did everything that I could to be a total douche and just be evil. But
the guy with the smoke powers is.
was sad like at first because I was like, I don't want to corrupt you because you have to corrupt Fetch, which is the girl you corrupt Peach. Well, okay, dang. The whole game like it's bad karma. You're still a good guy, but it's almost like your choices are more vengeful and more like just
you're doing this for yourself, not for your
exactly
not for your village.
Yeah. So I mean, the ending, very ending of the game is of evil karma is pretty shocking actually. The very end, it kind of ends the same with Augustine, but you can either choose a killer or not, like in the original. But the very end. You want me to tell you?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Like basically, he goes back to his village or his reservation, and
spoilers.
Spoilers. Even to him.
Even to me.
And he goes up to that little barn thing that his grandma was in, and she comes out in a wheelchair. She's still got rocks in her, and he's like, hey, I did it, I beat Augustine, blah, blah, and she's basically, like, super disappointed in him. She's like, I saw you, killing people on TV, all that stuff. And, basically, she banishes him from their tribe. And, then he shuts the door, she shuts the door, he tries to open it, it's locked, and then he's just, like, super stressed. Of course, another spoiler, Reggie dies.
Yeah, Reggie died. Okay.
In both versions, which sucks, which we'll get in that second, but, and then he just, like, he does that Super Smash thing. Like, he flies up in the air and destroys this whole tribe. Yeah. It was a powerful ending. Pretty unrealistic, because I'm like, are you really just going to kill your family? Yeah, over that? Yeah, but it was powerful. Like, I was just, like, shocked. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
It was cool, but yeah, Reggie dying. So sad. I was so disappointed. I was like, man, I loved him.
Okay, and Reggie's not like a two-dimensional character. Like, oh, he's just the typical older brother. He's protective and everything else, but he's funny.
He's funny, and the dialogue in this game is so good.
Yeah, and the dialogue between Delson and Reggie is great. It's fantastic. Especially since they have like headsets and stuff, they talk to each other.
Yeah,
the conversations that they have are hilarious.
Yeah, they are.
And it was funny. So I'm an older brother too, and I would definitely say to my brother this kind of crap if he's pulling
brother
this.
Too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, shut up! But I don't. And Augustine kills Reggie too by encasing him in this like concrete like cocoon, and Delson has to let him go.
But yeah, he's hanging off.
Yeah, he's hanging off this edge, and he can't save both of them.
Yep.
And Reggie's like the one that lets go, and it's like
it's sad.
You like see him drop, and you're just like,
the music like just kind of dies.
Yeah, and it goes completely.
It just goes into like that cloudy, just otherworldly kind of just
like ethereal like stuff, and it's like Reggie's dead.
Reggie's dead. So that was good in the story.
But it's kind of cool though. Once that happens, you have this opportunity to completely flip your lid on Augustine.
Like, good or bad karma.
Yeah, good or bad karma. You just go like, bam! Like the bass drops, and you just like completely like beat the crap out of her. Man, it's awesome.
She was
and you like feel mad too. You're like, I'm gonna kill you.
You killed my brother.
You killed my
Delson's brother. But yeah, that was sad.
It was. I cried a little bit.
What can you do?
I mean, what?
Yeah. But so moving on to updates, there was an update on the 17th of April, and basically the two main features are, which I think are cool. I mean, they're not necessary, but they're really neat. One is called photo mode, which you can enable in your pause, and you hit triangle options.
Basically what Super Smash did like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, but it's more advanced.
It's more advanced.
Because you can basically rotate around your character. You can pause it in any time in the game except for like cutscenes, and basically just make screenshots of your character doing whatever. And
it's pretty cool because you can do a lot of cool things like in game that would just look completely badass.
It looks beautiful. The game is just so cool looking. And then,
that goes back to the graphics engine on this thing.
Yeah.
This thing is just it's amazing.
Tight.
Like I was shocked at how great this game looked.
It really, oh man.
It's kind of funny too because the other two games, I mean, they were kind of cool, but the graphics in them were not great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they weren't bad, but they're just like, nah.
Yeah.
And even though it is an earlier PS3, I get it, but they weren't like really clear. They're kind of muddled and kind of foggy. They just didn't look as good. But this one right here, just damn, it looks good. I mean, wow.
It looks like it seems like they totally flipped the like focus in the games. Like the story wasn't as important this time, but the gameplay
is so good.
It's worth. I mean, we have complaints about the story. But this is at the moment. This is my favorite game, like of all time. Like mine, totally me. But like it's so much fun. Like anyway, but okay, so. Yeah, the whole point is that the game looks beautiful, and you can capture it now in any time of the game. And
instead of having to go with your phone and go like,
and you can change the focal point, like keep Delsin in focus or out of focus, and like you can change the angle, and you can rotate and change the filter on the picture. It's
can you
really
change
neat.
the filter on?
You can.
That's cool.
There's like there's maybe like maybe 5 or 10 choices in between.
Well, you can upload that to your computer and share it, and you can add your own filters. I'm guessing that it's a really cool opportunity to create your own like art for this.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of like opportunity for it because it looks amazing.
It does.
And you can do a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah.
So what's the other update?
The other update is basically, which I was hoping for this so much. You can go in your pause menu also, and after you've beaten the game, just change the time of day, which is
that's cool.
So good in this game.
I
It
love
looks so good. You can change it to rain.
Rain is probably the best part.
Early morning, like all the beautiful scene, like environment, scenery part in this game. You can change it.
I have to admit, rain is probably my favorite.
Oh, by far, because it's in Seattle. The game is based in Seattle, so rain is obviously going to look good.
And you can like see this graphic engine working at like its highest point. It looks so good in the rain. I mean, it looks good at like dusk and sunset and all that. You can see like the sun on the water. It looks great, but in the rain, just for some reason, just looks so good. It looks like you're actually in Seattle. I don't. Yes,
sorry.
It just looks so good, and you just want to say it at that point.
Yeah, that was one of the best things they could have done for an update is change the time of day, because I'll probably, once I beat it again, because that's what I'm doing, is I'll probably keep it on rain like the whole time. Another thing is that even when you play the game, which I don't even know if you know this, but it's pretty interesting, like when you beat good karma, by the end of the game, once you become a true hero, which means that you've gotten all the good karma pretty much that you can get, I don't know if you've done this one, but your jacket, it's black, it turns like white. Your hoodie, you have a vest over that's black, and but if you're bad, by the end of the game, when you're really bad and evil karma, it turns red. So that's comfortable. But anyway, and the last thing that there's a little paper trail like DLC kind of thing, and it's just some
follow this
extra
conduit
missions.
That has paper powers.
Paper power.
I don't know. It's like a murder mystery crime scene type of thing.
Yeah.
It's all right. But
I haven't done it, so
well,
I don't know. I'm sure it'll be cool because it's some extra stuff. But the only thing is that people are disappointed that once you beat it, there is no paper.
There's
power.
no paper power.
You can't have it, which it would have been cool maybe, but it was gonna be an extra power.
Kind of a weird thing, like, oh, I have the power of paper.
Yeah.
I'm like,
paper cuts.
I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever, but
okay.
So now you know, if you don't want to waste, if you're doing that for the sole reason to get paper power, don't waste your time. So yeah, any last comments about the game?
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this?
I'm totally biased. It's 10. It's
a 10 for
Alex. Okay. 9.8 for the sole reason of the story. I wish it was longer. It wasn't even a bad story. Like there wasn't. There was things I would change, but like the main thing is that it's short. Like you can beat it. I beat it twice really fast. Like I'm beating it the third time. Like if it was longer, it would have felt really good. And if they just, I don't know. But other than that, like I love it. I love the whole game. Like I don't play games really that much at all, and I've played this like every chance I get, pretty much. Like seriously, anytime that I am free, I play it. So yeah, I mean, I give it a 9.8. What about you?
I'd give it an 8.5. Just the story was a huge letdown for me because when like all the trailers were coming in, they're introducing all these characters and all this background kind of cool stuff. I'm like, this story's gonna be amazing. I can't wait to get into this. And I was also looking forward to like the infamous other games that had a really long story. And
yeah.
I mean, the story was it was a huge part of it. And when I got into it, I'm like, yeah, it's a great story so far, great story, and it's gone. That's it.
Okay. Well, but then again, I mean, they may get more DLC for. I don't know the story. They might get more missions.
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
But for me, right now, as it stands, as of 2014, April 2014, it's an 8.5.
Yeah.
Everything else though is amazing.
Freaking-tastic.
Freaking amazing. Like I said, the highest point of this game is its graphics engine.
Oh,
if anything else, buy it for that.
And the gameplay, it's so much fun. It was not a waste of time at all. And it was great. I mean, Sucker Punch, I think they've made like 7 games, and they've made 3 Infamouses. Yeah. So who knows if they'll make any more? But if they do, I think, because this is the main complaint that I've heard, is that the story is short. So I think that this is even more hope in the future that they've nailed the gameplay. I mean, and they can just expound upon that. But now they know, like, hey, let's invest more time in the story. So I mean, if they make another one, we have something awesome to look forward to.
I mean, they can still include Deslin in good or bad gameplay. It doesn't really matter. I mean, because apparently he's still alive in both, so why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. As it stands right now, I would give this game a solid 8.5. Totally. If the story was a little longer, probably a solid 9.5 or even a 10.
Yep.
That's about all I got.
Mine's totally biased just because I fell in love with it.
Immediately,
he brought it over next day.
I brought this thing over, and he decides to sit down. I was writing something, and he's like, all right, I'm going to play this. I like this. He played it for 4 hours straight. And that was okay. And that's the thing, too, is that once the gameplay is done, you can go back and replay all of the side missions and everything else, the stuff that you didn't get done in the main playthrough. And he was just doing stuff for 4 hours. Yep. And I
didn't do the story at all.
He didn't do the story.
I just ran around
because there's no story to be done. But he just ran around and did stuff, and he was entertaining for 4 hours. And honestly, I've been doing that too. Is that there's so much to do outside of the story, and that's why it's such a high ranking, an 8.5 even for me. Is that even the story is not that great, it's still a great game just to play, and I like that. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway,
we both loved it, and just.
Select Your Player likes this game.
Yes. Double like. What's the email for?
Yes. If you guys
have any questions or comments
for YouTube, it's youtube.com/selectyourpodcast. Like us, leave us a comment.
You can find us on Facebook.
You can also find us on Facebook at Select Your Podcast or Select Your Player. On Saturdays, we always have a anime type of thing. It's a cage match. So put your comments and your opinions in that. We also have a selectyourpodcast.tumblr.com. We put all of our fun gaming and anime and just anything that we like to load people's crap minds with. We also have a WordPress, selectyourplayer.com. My review of Infamous Second Son is actually on there. Give it a read. Hopefully it's good.
So yes. Yeah, just let us know any comments or questions, and
I think we're done here. Anyway, this has been a Select Your Podcast / Select Your Player game review. I'm Thomas.
I'm Alex.
And we hope to see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye!